Hey everybody, welcome back. Tim here, Gamma VD, back in the garage. Another exciting installment of this video series. Today, we're gonna take a little deeper dive into the new EGOI2 air compressor, which is basically Overland Vehicle System's answer to the ARB Twin. I'm gonna compare them side by side, look for similarities, show you what's different. We're gonna do a couple air up tests. Let's see if it works, huh? Let's get into it.
Passenger cameras.
Here it is installed in our GX. I'm using a bracket from Rego Fab. These guys do a really nice job with these. Like the ARB Twin, I had to get a 90 here, 1/4 inch MPT, because otherwise this quick disconnect was just gonna hit the hood. But yeah, she's installed, she's ready to go. Let's take a look at the ARB setup. This is the ARB Twin installed in our 200 series. You know, similar 90-degree fitting. Only real difference right off the bat is this does have their kind of manifold adapter, which is a tiny little air reservoir. So you'll hear a difference when we fire them up, that it takes a little bit longer for this to come up to pressure. Let's just look at them side by side. This is the view you wanted to see anyway, right? So right off the bat, about the same size dimensionally, green, blue. This one has more fins. So if they were the same compressor, they just sourced a different aluminum extrusion for the cooling fins. I'm not sure one is better than the other, but there's a difference. The other one is, you'll see that these two compressors are mounted 180 degrees from each other. So your intake filter is on this side on this one, and then it's over here on the other side. On the ARB, they're both running in the same direction. Not sure if I like one better than the other, although given that the fan is sort of buried back here, not a whole lot of ventilation. If I jump over to my GX install, one of these fans is nice and wide open out in front. The other one is still kind of buried like the ARB was, though. So quick difference. Let's look at those filter housings. So on the EGOI2, I don't know how they got that name, by the way. It says T-tap on it. Not sure what that means, but it unscrews. Looks like this on the back, and has a part number 320501. You see that okay? There we go. And a little hex ID there. We'll just unscrew one of the ones from the ARB. There's, of course, they made say ARB, so a little bit different injection mold tool. 320501. So yeah, and there's your hex. Certainly those are interchangeable. Is it a branding deal? You just brand one ARB, you brand the other one T-tap? I'm kind of guessing so. Kind of leads me to believe that these things may be made in the same place, or at least made from the same components. So you can make your own decision there, but you know, there's a good case. Both compressors are IP55 element rated. You can see it on the websites. Both of them claim 6.1 cubic feet CFM, you know, cubic feet of air per minute. And that is intended at full power, which is generally the vehicle idling. The box says this has more cooling fans than any other brand on the market. So yeah, buddy, you really do, because the ARB has one right here, and these have two, one on each side. Now they're only half as big, but there are two, not one, so that is more. So they are correct there. Let's fire these things up. One other obvious similarity is the wiring harness. Nice plug here on the EGOI2. Looks suspiciously just like the one on the ARB. In fact, I could plug my ARB harness right into this one and fire it up here. So yeah, could be the same motors, definitely the same plugs, might be the same rig. So there you go. So I put an air gun in each one of them because it's an easy way to bleed it off and make sure we have nothing going on in there. I can do that to both of these. Here's how long it takes the green guy to fire up. There we go, up to temperature or up to pressure, ready to go. Of course, I can do that all day. Now on the 200, the ARB we have wired inside, so I got to push a little button. And you heard how that took a little bit longer, and that's so that it can fill up this little manifold. But now that we're there, so here's my first test. I've got the front tires of the 200 air down to 15.0 per my digital air gauge here. I'm gonna fire this truck up. I'm actually gonna link both batteries, so we should have no current loss, right? That's gonna be a constant throughout both of these tests here. Then I'm gonna fire this up and just see how much air I can get in a minute. So I'm just gonna time that with the timer on the video here, and we'll see what happens. And just so you have all the data, I took to the battery 14.0, 14.1. So, you know, nice high voltage idle. So should be in good shape to fill up a tire, right? See how it goes. Down here ready to fire off. I don't know if you can see it, but that does say 15.0. So here we go. 2 and so that may have been hard to hear, but with the ARB, exactly 1 minute truck at idle, we went from 15 to 28.2. So that's an increase of 13.2 PSI. Also, this is a 275/70 R18, just for reference there. So maybe that's close to tire you're running. So I'm gonna air this back down to 15, and I'm gonna use the exact same hose, exact same filler, fill this exact same tire up using the other truck. Stay tuned. Here we are, powered by the GX. Same hose, same inflator. Both batteries are combined. We are measuring 13.9 to 14. We can call that the same, right? Same voltage. So, same exact scenario. Coming on down to the tire. I am at 15.0. Bump it down a little bit. There you are, right there. Okay, right there, 15.0. So that's where we're gonna start. Let's see what happens. You ready? Here we go. Well, shocker. So we went from 15.0 to 28.7. Net increase 13.7 on the Air Up Down EGOI2. Compare that to 13.2 with the ARB Twin. Within a half a PSI of each other after a minute. I think that's pretty close, don't you? A couple other comments I would make. There's a chance that I didn't push the little, the valve stem thing on exactly the same way both times. Did that account for a half a PSI? I don't know. Is it worth my time to do like 100 of these and then, compute some statistical data? As fun as that sounds, no, I don't think so. I kind of call them close enough. They both seem to be performing reasonably well. Yes, that ARB Twin is a couple years old, and this one is brand new. So maybe the new one, a slightly cleaner filter, makes it a little bit more efficient. I could get behind that, and maybe that's your half a PSI. Kind of like Big Whoop though. I'm never in that much of a hurry to air up personally, and oftentimes I'm the first one done and I end up airing somebody else up, or at least 1.5, 2 of their tires. So I guess I don't care how fast it is at some level. They're both nice and fast. They're both sound about the same. They both seem to be working. Warranty though. These guys are offering a 4-year warranty compared to ARB, which is 2. So does that mean they're more confident in the product, or do they think you're not going to use it? Or is it just the marketing thing? I don't know, but I think that's kind of cool. You know, that's directly with Overland Vehicle Systems. You don't go through me or any other dealer for that. Just send in the warranty. So that's kind of neat. And yeah, if you don't mind the green color, I'd say this is a solid bet. Last real big point is price. So right now these retail $499, $99. Sometimes they go on sale for about $450. ARB Twin, I want to say $612, $620, somewhere in there. So these are close to $200 less. Just cycled there. So that's kind of cool. And I'd say for that, go for it, man. You can always get an ARB later if after 4 years this seems to have failed you at some point. Today, I don't see that happening. I kind of like the switch on top with this guy. I can turn it off, I can turn it on. Really nice. The ARB I don't think has that option, at least out of the box. You'd have to add that. So that's why we have the internal switch on the dash, which is kind of cool, but not necessary because I got to open the hood anyway to hook up the hose. So, you know, as long as I'm here, I might as well hit the switch. I think that's pretty neat. So I'm going to keep running this. This is on our GX. You ever see me out at an event in a parking lot, feel free to hit me up. We'll air you up. We can test it out. I may have some more info, more intel, more experience by then, and happy to share that with you. And of course, if I learn anything else monumental about this, I'll be sure to post it up in a future video. And with that, I think we'll call it. So again, EGOI2 air compressor from Air Up Down Overland Vehicle Systems. Their answer to the ARB Twin, from my quick little test, looks to be about the same. So appears to be a good value today. So I hope that was good for you. Let me know your questions. Let me know what else you want to see. I'll see you on the next one.